Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Saturday. We're only halfway through the weekend, and Bitcoin just opened up a full daily candle below the 2018 previous all-time high at 19,798. This is an emergency update, Snipers, because we know equity markets had an extremely bearish and volatile close on Friday after Jerome Powell spoke, and so we could potentially see more volatility in the cryptocurrency market over the next 24 to 48 hours. Let's dive straight into the chart, Snipers, and talk about what's happening to Bitcoin below the 2018 previous all-time high. As I record this video, let's talk about some downside targets since this weekend is clearly bearish. 18,910 is our closest level of support. This was the second higher low that Bitcoin formed, that if we breach below 18,910, now Bitcoin is giving us the early confirmation that it wants to go for a lower low, because as long as it's above 18,910, we still have the potential of just forming a higher low. This is in the immediate short term. 18,910 is the most important support level. And why are we talking about a potential higher low? Well, let's talk about what's happening to the equity markets. We know that the bullish thesis for the equity and cryptocurrency markets right now is that when the peak in inflation came in on June of 2022, that is when the stock market and Bitcoin potentially bottomed out, and that is what the bulls are sticking to right now. So the S&P 500 can fall even below the 20-week moving average at 4,000 for the E-mini futures contract down to 3,900 and still remain in a bullish formation with a higher low forming. And so we have to start talking about a potential higher low for Bitcoin right now. But if we breach 18,910, because we have to talk about what's happening to the Bitcoin against SPY chart right now, it is breaking new yearly lows, which means that if this is not manipulation, and we see equity markets open up and Bitcoin's valuation against the S&P 500 is still breaking new yearly lows, that's when we have a confirmation that there could be potential abnormal downside for Bitcoin, where it could potentially decouple away from the S&P 500 and form a lower low or even below that. So the initial support level where we have the most amount of volume right now is 17,204. Between 17,204 and 18,910, Bitcoin is still inside of this range that we've been in over the last few months, with a resistance of 24,300 and a support of 17,204. Bitcoin, as of right now, is still moving sideways. And so could we maybe then make an assumption of a double bottom, right? We had a double top for Bitcoin to top it out. What if we see a double bottom here at 17,204? All of those are on the table. We do not have to assume Bitcoin is going to be coming down to 13,970, which would be the next major support level if we break out of this range. The reason I say that is the S&P 500 still has some room to go to potentially still form a higher low, and the bulls still have a strong thesis to stick to, which is the peak of inflation in June was the potential bottom. That is still a bullish thesis on the table, but right now, of course, it is a very critical 24 to 48 hours, and this week is going to be extremely important for the equity markets. We'll continue to monitor the S&P 500 and the DXY. Ethereum in a very similar position to Bitcoin, breaking its 2018 previous all-time high at 1440. The next level of support comes in at 1277 down to 1165. If we break 1165, it's a straight shot back down to 900 US dollars. That's what we're going to monitor for Ethereum. The Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is still strong above 65,000 Satoshis. We'll continue to monitor the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart and Bitcoin dominance along with altcoins outside of Ethereum as we start to see this move progress, because as you snipers know, when we're seeing a volatile move for Bitcoin, what is the smartest thing to do? Well, the smartest thing to do is look at the revolving parts that are also moving while that volatile move is happening, so that we can have an idea of how we're going to continue to see price action and the trend that's going to continue on. And so with that, thank you all snipers for tuning into the Snipers channel here on this Saturday weekend update, where the cryptocurrency market's the most manipulated with Bitcoin CME futures closed. Anything could happen. It was an extremely volatile close on Friday. I've been saying that for the equity markets, which means that Bitcoin does have the green light to see an extremely volatile move this weekend, maybe clear out some long positions below 19,000, whatever the case may be. 18,910 is the major support level in the immediate short term. 17,204 is just below that. And so let's continue to monitor the Bitcoin price below the 2018 previous all-time high as I record this video. That is the immediate short-term resistance level. If we can get above 19,800 hourly and 4-hour candle confirmations, we could potentially see Bitcoin calm down and get back above 20,000 US dollars. We'll start to talk about upside targets as this matures, but we all know here, not a surprise, S&P 500 has had a strong run over the last few weeks. This is a healthy correction so far. We're still at the 20-week moving average. The S&P 500 is a higher low on the table. Let's see. That's what we'll monitor into futures markets opening up tomorrow on Sunday, and then on Monday, when we start to see institutions place their bets, let's see how the S&P 500 reacts to that 20-week moving average. Until next time, snipers, I appreciate each and every one of you tuned into the channel. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you support this content. And snipers,